Hello YouTube, and welcome to another DBTGamer special. This is a new segment for my YouTube channel, and this will be my first video of 2025. Happy New Year to everybody in my subscribers and anybody else who randomly finds this video, because today we are taking a look at my green Digimon deck. Halima is currently wrapped in blankets and duvets, and she's got hot tea and she's reading her book. So yeah. So, I'm going to show off my Digimon deck in its current form. I did get a lot of cards today. Most of them were gifted. Some of them I traded for. Some of them I traded, like I bought people a drink for them. So I traded either cards or drinks or money for them, I suppose. Or I impress people with my deck and my skills of playing the game. So, I'm going to start off with the eggs. This is a green deck, and this deck is mostly built around a Digimon, which is one of my all-time favourite Digimons, Terriermon. So, in the first we've got this Gummimon. If my opponent becomes suspended, I get to draw one card. Can be quite useful. And then we got 4 more Gummimons. These are quite different. If you attack with a while you've got a green tamer, once per turn, you can draw an extra card. So just nice extra draw power. That's how my eggs work. Next we're going to go to my option cards. This was the deck I used today. How did I do in the Digimon tournament, you may ask? Well, I was playing in a place in Castleford called Living Realms in the UK. I had a lot of fun. The tournament, when we first started, was supposed to be 4 rounds, but it ended up only being 3 rounds because of the way the matches turned out. You know, people won, people lost, some people got buys. A buy means you still technically win, but technically you don't earn as many points because it's not a complete and total win. It's just a win that they gave you because there was an odd number of players in the tournament. There was 9 people in the tournament today. So yeah. Anyway, option cards. This one was really helpful today. This is Hidden Potential Discovered. This so if you suspend one of your green Digimon, and then you can reduce the cost of your next Digivolution by 5, which is really, really helpful. This card is so good. Then I didn't have many option cards, so I went for the good old Electroshocker. This is a really old card. This is the actual this was one of my favourite option cards when I first started playing the game from my green starter deck. The green starter deck I got was the Izzy starter deck, and it had Tentomon, Floramon, Kunimon, and plenty of like bugs and flower cards. And this was one of my favourite option cards. That's why it's stuck in here for so long. But yeah, the reason why that's thing is when your opponent is suspended, you play this. It costs 5 memory, which isn't too high. You can mostly manage this. And you return one of your opponent's Digimon cards to their hand, and the rest of the stack goes to the trash. So it's really nice just for wiping out a big monster, providing they're already suspended. So yeah, I run 2 of these. Then I've got this card here called Digimon. Oh no, Digievolution Plugin S. While you have a tamer in play, you may use this card without its colour requirements. Draw 1 card from your deck, then you can Digivolve one of your Digimon in your hand for a cost of 3. All this without paying costs. So yeah, this is just another way of negating cost, which is always nice. For people who don't know much about the Digimon card game, the basic idea of a green deck is you want to beat your opponent fast, and you want to keep control of how much memory is available. Memory is what you use to play your cards. Both players share a pool. And you also want to try and control your opponent's board as much as possible. And yeah, that's basically how a green deck works. If people want to put comments in this video to either to help with the deck or to or just talk about Digimon in general, feel free to. Digimon has been one of my favourite anime series ever since I was in my early, and I do mean early, high school days. I'm going to say 11 years old when I first was introduced to Digimon with the original anime, the original Digimon Adventure. I think that was, I'm going to say 1999. Yeah, I'll say it was 1999 when I was on telly. That's a good guess. So anyway, next we're going on to my tamer cards. Now, I did get some new tamer cards today, and just before the tournament started and I had to submit my deck, I traded for some new tamers and I slid them into my deck, and they helped out a ton. Thank you so much to everybody who helped me out today at the tournament. Seriously, I cannot thank people enough for their help. They're teaching me how to play properly and being generous with cards that they didn't need. They could have. I mean, I gave them some cards as well, and I bought them drinks and stuff like that. So, yeah, everyone was super nice and super helpful. Okay, and we're back. So, this is my first tamer. This is Willis. You may hatch one Digi-Egg in an empty space, and when one of your Digimon would Digivolve with Gargamon or Rapidmon in its name, you may suspend this tamer to reduce the cost by 1. This is nice and helpful. Keeps you from using too much memory. Every little bit of memory counts in this game. Oh, okay. I'm going to save these new Henrys for later because I didn't get to use these today. And out of the ones that I used, these are by far the most complicated to explain. Anyway, so we'll go to the other Willis now because I have two different Willises. So when you play this one, one of your green Digimon gets 2,000 extra DP. DP is the attack power. DP, I believe, stands for damage points. So yeah, this gives you 2,000 extra attack until the end of your opponent's turn. When one of your Digimon with Terriermon or Lopmon in its name is suspended, this by playing this tamer, one of your such Digimon may Digivolve. Oh, so I think you suspend this tamer, then you can reduce the cost by 2 again, and Digivolve with a card in your hand. So yeah, that's nice and useful. Didn't really use this much today, but it was a card that a friend of mine who actually taught me how to play the card game back in 2021, I believe. A guy you've seen on the channel before. His name is Zonova, aka Steven. So yeah, a lot of the cards that aren't my basic deck, he got them together for me. Yeah, the Digimon decks came out, the green deck, and Zonova, he invited me over to a cafe in Wakefield, which is no longer there anymore, sadly, called Geek Retreat. And basically, he said, "Here, I got these Terriermon cards for you." So there was a Terriermon, a Gagamon, a Rapidmon, and I think Megagadramon, and these cards were all green. And I thought, well, when I was looking at the decks in the shop, obviously I knew very little about the game. He told me I needed a green deck to play them in, so that's why I picked Tentomon, so I could use those green cards with the Tentomon deck, so that everything would nicely work, and I didn't have to worry about it. I also chose Tentomon because I like Tentomon. He's great. He's a great character. Anyway, this is another Henry card. This is what's called a memory setter, and this is extremely useful. This saved me a lot today. If you have 2 memory or less at the start of your turn, your memory will always start at 3. So this is so helpful. And when you attack with a Digimon, that's got either Gagamon or Rapidmon in its name, you may suspend this to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So, oh, I just realised a mistake I made in the tournament. Oh, well, live and learn. So, yeah, if I had used this card a bit more efficiently, maybe I could have won a bit more today. Oh, well, live and learn. Anyway, so that's those Henrys. I was showing my cards to Halima today, and she liked Henry. She thought he was cute. And this new Henry card, this... in your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. by placing one Gargamon and one Rapidmon from your trash in any order to the bottom of the Digi-Evolution cards into Mega Gardevoir in your hand for a cost of 4, ignoring Digi-Evolution cost. You can activate Rush this turn. So yeah, this is basically a cheaper way of Digivolving into your final form. And that's really useful. Mostly today when I use this, I just used it so I could have extra memory. And it was fantastic for that. So that's all my tamers currently in this deck. Now we're going to go on to the monsters. Now I've got been organised. This should make the video flow a lot more nicer. So earlier on, I started off with the Earlier on, I said I start off with the basic Tentomon deck. Here's the proof of that. This is one of the very first cards that I laid eyes on when I opened that deck. And this was very simple for me to grasp how it works. You just play this, reveal your top card of your deck. If it's green, you can add, and it's a Digimon card, you can add that card to your hand. Otherwise, place it at the bottom. Currently, I'm running 3 of these. I was running 4, but last night I spent about 2 hours rebalancing this deck, and the rebalancing paid off definitely. So, just proves that you don't always need to put money into a card game. Sometimes you just need to rebalance your deck, and that'll just make things a lot better. Money isn't always the answer. Then next, these are my only 2 blockers. The Terriermons. Basically what a blocker is, it blocks attacks. Either to your security, or if you've got a favourite monster, this can save your favourite monster. Only got 2 of those. Then I've got Mega Terriermon, which is can be useful. It's when this card deletes opponent Digimon in battle, trash a card on top of this opponent's security deck. Ooh, that's not bad. So yeah, I'm running 2 of those currently. Then this used to be my best Mega Hercules Terriermon. This has a piercing effect, so when this does a security check, it also kills a Digimon. And I can trash 2 cards to do a burst effect, which suspends one of my opponent's Digimons. Pretty useful. And then one to my Terriermons. I've got a lot of different Terriermons. So I've got 2, 3 of these ones. So this one. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, and if one of them is a Gargamon or a Rapidmon in its name, you can add one of them to your hand and then take the other cards, put them in any order you want, and then put them to the bottom of your deck. Now, this isn't helpful very often, but let's say if the game runs long and you put cards at the bottom of the deck in the order that you want, you can possibly set yourself up for later if the game runs long, and maybe plan ahead. So, yeah, it can come in handy if the game's long. The next Terriermon I've got is one of my favourites. It stops your opponent from gaining memory through memory effects that do not include tamers. So if they are gaining memory from Digimon, this'll slow them down, but it can't stop tamers. So far, I've only got one of these. And then I've got this Terriermon, which Stephen gave me. On play once per turn, Terriermon Allotmon or green tamers, you may spend one of your opponent's Digimon, which is pretty useful. I'm currently running 2 of those. Then this Terriermon on play, when you play a green tamer, 1 extra memory, which is useful. And this Terriermon with the funky hair is a rather new card. It's an X-antibody Terriermon, which means it's kind of stronger. Not in attack power, but in effects-wise. So yeah, when it digivolves into Rapidmon or Gargamon, you can reduce the cost by 1, so it helps with saving memory. So far, I'm running 1 of these. I've only got 1 in my entire collection, so that's just how my collection is at the moment. Yeah. Next, on to the Gagamons. This is the first Gagamon I ever got. This is one of the cards that Zonov actually gave me and convinced me to play the game. I like the artwork. Just the way he's punching into the air. You don't often see Gagamon punch. He's more of a pew-pew guy. So, yeah. The next Gagamon, when this Digimon would digivolve, if you've got a green Tim in play, reduce cost by 1. Just currently running 1, 2, 3 of these. That was useful today. This is a new Gargamon I got from Zonova. You may play 1 Terriermon from your trash pile without a cost. So that's nice for getting more Terriermons on the field. So that's my last Gargamon as of now. I did. Okay, this was my first Rapidmon. This is a nice and basic Rapidmon. Nothing complicated here. Just a decent number. And this is my second Rapidmon. I've only got 2 in this deck right now. If you have a green team in play, spend one of your opponent's Digimon. That's just really nice. So yeah, currently only running 2 Rapidmons. One is noticeably better than the other, but much higher cost. So yeah. Then I've got 3 of the exact same Mega Gardramon. I believe one of these was given to me by Stephen. I think the other one was also given to me by Stephen, aka Zonova. When I first started playing the game. And then later on, he surprised me with this very shiny. This is the same card, but it's just like an alternative art version of it. and they both do the same thing. This one, while your opponent is suspended, you can attack twice, which is really nice. But one thing I learned today, which you've got to remember, is with this card, if it attacks the opponent, you have to make sure you're hitting the shields rather than it to be their final attack, because it can only attack twice on the shields. Otherwise, it's just one attack. So that's very important. That's all my Terriermon stuff. Next, this is mostly just random cards. Some of them have synergy, and some of them are just there because I needed more rookies or more champions. Because the video I used to help rebalance my deck, basically I needed more rookies and more champions. So yeah. So we've got a Kunamon. This is kind of useful. It's got a decent attack power, and it's a pretty low evolution cost, providing you're on top of eggs. Then we got 2 Lilymons. This was really useful today. This is actually a card for my basic deck, which I first started with. Reveal top 5 cards, and then add 1 level 6 card to your hand, and then you just place the remaining ones on the bottom in any order you want. So, yeah. I think she's useful. Got them running 2 of these. I was running 3, but to make room for other cards, I lowered it down to 2, and that seemed to work fine. And then we got Rosemon. This, as well as Hercules Terriermon, was my best mega, but I got a lot of better cards. So I did use Rosemon today. Her effect is one of your opponents can't attack or block until the end of their next turn. So that's actually not bad. So yeah. Then I put this Leomon in. The effect wasn't exactly very useful today. Spend one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less, which is not going to happen very often these days. There's a lot of Digimon with much higher attack than that, so this wasn't that useful. But, you know, thought I'd give it a try. Then, I didn't really use this today, but I do like this card, Grappleomon. When you attack, you gain 1 memory. So, that's just nice. It's just a nice little bonus from your attacks. And then you got Bancho Leomon, which Halima also seems to like. Just his confident arms folded in pose. Suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon on when you delete Digimon. So this one's quite good. I believe I got this in a booster pack when I first started playing the game. Then Steve Zonova gave me this weird thorny cactus thing, Argomon. When one of your Digimon digivolves into this card, you may spend one of your Digimon to reduce the cost of Digivolution by 3. So just a nice cost reducer. Now these are really cool. I'll say that one for later. That's my best card. Literally my best card. So save the best till last. These, start with these 2. These are my Spirit Digimon. So these are from Digimon Season 4, Digimon Frontier. This is Metal Terriermon. So there's two ways you can use these. Way number one, you can just digivolve off a normal Digimon and play it like that. But that's the less good way of doing this. The best way to do it with these ones is to actually play a tamer and then play this on top, so the tamer transforms into a Digimon, and then you can get an extra attack in because you played it that way, and you won't have to deal with summoning sickness. So the idea is you play Metal Terriermon first, and then you upgrade into Rhino Terriermon, which is stronger, and that's how you do that. And you can just get a few more attacks. I'm running 2 each of those because I just like the idea of spirit evolving. And then my final card. This is, as far as DP is concerned, this is my strongest card. It's Chaosmon. It has 1400 attack. When this card deletes an opponent's Digimon and survives in battle, it performs security checks as normally would. And it also deletes a Digimon. And also, let's say if you so the idea with this guy is you attack with the form before. So let's say you've got your Mega Digimon, like Hercules Terriermon. So you attack with that. That means your monster will be suspended. And then if you play this on top, it unsuspends him, and then you can go in for another attack. Which a lot of cards can do that these days, but this was one of the first ones that could, and I just keep it in because it's one of my strongest cards numbers wise, and its effects, they're pretty cool. So yeah, that is currently what my green Digimon deck is looking like. As I said earlier in the video, I got a bunch of cards today to help me upgrade this deck. In the near future, hopefully I'm going to upgrade this deck, and I will make a video showing you what the upgraded version looks like. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.